Well, as you all know, the X-Star is going to be out of commission. They're going to still support it, and that brings us up to a very specific problem: finding batteries for the X-Star. Once it's completely discontinued, there's only going to be so many more of these made, and then that's it. This particular battery was my very first battery with my X-Star. It has a total of, I believe, 94 charges as it sits right now after my last test. It's not swelled, it doesn't get overly hot when I use it, so I was really hoping that getting the board to reset on its capacity count would help with some of its flight time, where it has gotten to this point, which is about 8 minutes of flight time. Unfortunately, through all my trials and tests and desoldering and resoldering and trying to reset the smart part of this battery, it doesn't look like it's going to be a wise endeavor from this point. What I am going to do is try to salvage as many of the bits and pieces off this guy as I can, and see if I can't find cells of the same size and put new cells in this battery, so that we can breathe some life or keep the life in our X-Stars for the foreseeable future. Because that's going to be the only thing keeping the X-Star from flying, other than major repairs needed to the main board and whatnot. So if you're looking at trying to do the same thing to your batteries, I stress that you do not. It is extremely dangerous to overcharge or discharge a LiPO battery. I have been doing it somewhat safely in my garage for most of the heavy load testing that I've been able to do. And then testing here in my office with multimeters and things of that nature, trying to come up with different ways to reset the capacity counter on it. So I believe part of the capacity, how it counts its capacity, is not only by input voltage and input amperage, input and output, to figure out what capacity it holds, but also by the internal resistance of the battery. And it's not as easy as I thought it would be to try to come up with that internal resistance. I could probably make something up to figure out what the internal resistance is, but to go through all that testing to get to the same place where I'm at right now, the cells just go bad after so long. Under 100 charges, not too happy about that, because if that's all I've got, then for the amount that I fly, my other batteries are not going to last me very long. I wouldn't say they would last me a year. So, and I think with this one I have a total of 7. But the odd thing is, my second battery, it has, I believe it's sitting at 4,500 milliamp hours with about 80 charges on it. So is this a manufacturing defect? Hard to say. Now, not something I'm going to go after Autel to try to get a replacement, because of course once you crack these guys open, that's it. Your warranty's done for. So I wouldn't suggest doing it unless you're a hobbyist like myself and like to tinker. But remember, these can burn your house down, especially when you start taking them apart and doing things like this. So with that being said, I thought I would set up and make a real short, really quick video about what I've been trying to discover with the Autel's battery and its other systems as well. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a link down in the description, and maybe these will be available through Amazon, maybe they won't. Hard to say. But I would say stay tuned for my next video. Maybe I'll come up with a way to get your old batteries back up and going, maybe not. It's hard to say. But I really hate the fact that this guy's getting discontinued, because that makes it tough to keep it flying. I'm sure we're going to be able to get shells and bits and pieces and things of that nature, props and stuff, and you already know that you can already replace motors with other ones. It's not really that big a deal, but as these are phased out more and more, these are going to get increasingly expensive and increasingly hard to find. So if we can figure out a way to rebuild these guys so we can keep them in the air, that helps everybody that has an X-Star. So, but again, thanks for watching. Click that subscribe button. Don't forget the links in the video description. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.